Welcome back everybody. Has it been a busy few weeks? Dell and I celebrated our 13th wedding anniversary. I have done some decorating in Alyssa's room, which left our room in carnage. It was the only place I had to build things and store things while I was doing Alyssa's room. And then we had a weekend in Yarmouth for my mother-in-law's 70th birthday. What an amazing weekend that was. And it was a brilliant way to finish the summer and my 2 weeks holiday. But now summer is over, my holiday is over, the rain shower told me that. Those cold mornings are creeping in. With the mornings taking longer to arrive and the days being that little bit chillier, I've been keeping my windows shut a lot longer, and that means out come the scented candles and wax melts. I'm going to open my peach scented soy wax candle from Purple Turtle. Their packaging is amazing. It reminds me of such a simpler time, like days gone by, when it was all tied up with brown paper and string. Purple Turtle keep our planet at the heart of what they do. Their packaging is carefully selected so that it is reusable, it is recyclable, and with gift-giving season fast approaching, Purple Turtle are there for you. They've got some amazing gifts at amazing prices, and with gift-giving season fast approaching, you can't go wrong with Purple Turtle. They have amazing gifts at amazing prices, and you get to know that you are keeping our planet safe from single-use plastics. Purple Turtle also fund educational projects, they fund research, they do more than just gift giving to protect our planet. And they do have some wonderful gifts. My peach scented candle is absolutely amazing. The scent on it is beautiful. It's actually mouth-watering. I've smelt some lovely candles in my time, but they've never been mouth-watering. And I can reuse the jar. So unique. I'm going to light it in my bathroom as I start my cleaning journey today, because I want this to be the first thing you smell when you walk in my house. And you guys know my bathroom is right by my front door. So this beautiful peach scent is going to be the first thing you smell when you walk in my home. Click the link in the description box below. Use the code SMALLSTEPS20 to get 20% off. Do your bit for the planet and grab an amazing gift from Purple Turtle. With candles lit, the house smelling a little bit fresher and the daylight creeping in to make everything a bit warmer. Not that much warmer, that's why I've still got my cardigan. I need to get cleaning. The week I had off, the first week I had off was for Dell and I's, mine and Dell's. However I'm supposed to say that. I know I'm supposed to say myself last, but it doesn't sound right saying Dell's and I's. Dell's and myself's. It just sounds wrong. Either way, we had a wedding anniversary. That first week I had off, I didn't do a lot. Me and Dell just sort of relaxed. We enjoyed spending time together and we sort of watched some programmes from our childhood and just, just relaxed. We don't do that enough, so that's what we did the first week off. But that did mean the housework took a nosedive. The second week I had off, I spent almost the entire week in Alyssa's room. So it got to plummet even further, which was just ridiculous. So now I'm back to full speed. Everyone is back to college or back to work, so I get cleaning. You don't see Craig's room that often. This room is in desperate need of redecoration. It hasn't been done in many, many years. He was also very ill a few weeks back and unfortunately wasn't able to make it downstairs in time. Our bathroom is downstairs, so he used his bin. Now, his bin is a metal bin and it had, obviously over the test of time, it started to go a little bit rusty in places. And after he was ill in it, I decided it wasn't worth cleaning. I was just going to throw the whole thing out and I would get him a brand new plastic bin for his bedroom. Fortunately, because I never ever have to go in Craig's room to clean, he is a very clean, neat and tidy boy. Because I never have to go in his room to clean, once I threw his bin away, I forgot I needed to go back in there to replace the bin. So yeah, his room has taken a little bit of a nosedive because he hasn't had a bin, and that is 110% my fault. But his room is next on the list to be given a lovely makeover. It is well past due. Like I say, this room hasn't been done for years, like proper years. This wallpaper is ages old, and it's now he's getting older. He's in college now. I don't think he wants this childish wallpaper in his room anymore. So yeah, we are going to be doing this room. Next room, it's going to get a brand new bed. He does have a good wardrobe. He does have a good chest of drawers. So those will stay, but it is going to get a nice revamp. So stay tuned for a Craig room makeover. Now, as I said before, I don't often come in here to clean. Craig is a very neat and tidy young man. If I ask him to change his bedding, he'll do it. If I ask him for his dirty laundry, he'll always sort of either hand it over to me or fetch it downstairs himself. If I hand him the polish, he will dust his room. And if I dump the hoover outside his room, he will get, he'll get the hoover and he will hoover around his bedroom as well. It's just occurred to me while I'm doing the voiceover for this video clip, I still haven't got him a bin for his bedroom. I'm awful. I've got one. I just haven't taken it up to his room. I brought a load of little plastic waste paper bins a long while ago. And we've had sort of 3 downstairs in the living room. For the longest time, we don't actually use all 3. I've been meaning to take it upstairs for him to have in his room. I haven't done it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now. Okay, there you go. I've done it. Craig now officially has a bin in his bedroom. God, my brain is useless of late. Has anyone found as they've got older, especially women, I mean, it must happen to men as well, but I don't know. I'm not a man, so I can't speak for the male population. But has any other woman out there found, as soon as they've hit their 40s, their brains turn to absolute mush? Like, absolute mush. It's ridiculous. If I'm not doing something, like actively doing it, I totally forget I have to do it. Please, someone tell me in the comment section it isn't just me. I don't want to feel alone in this anymore. I need to know other people out there, as they are getting older, are literally like losing their memory. I don't know what's going on. Perhaps it's perimenopause. Perhaps it's I just don't know what's going on. I don't even know if I can get help for it. Like, can I go to the GP and be like, okay, my brain's turning into Swiss cheese. Are you able to give me a pill, or, send me on some sort of course that will fix my memory? It's just a nightmare. I have started eating more healthy, and I'm hoping like the less sugar I ingest, perhaps that will help with some of the brain fog. It doesn't seem to have helped at the moment, but you know what? Maybe my memory would have got a lot worse if I hadn't changed my diet. Who knows? Anyway, he now has a bin, so that's fine. Under his bed does get cluttered quite a lot. He seems to, I don't know, stuff just sort of disappears under there. It's like, I don't know, imagine like a massive crocodile just sort of laying under his bed, chomping down on random bits that happen to drop by the side of his bed. So yeah, under here is a little bit chaotic. There's random bits of stuff he hasn't used in years, so that needs a good pull out. But that is all going to get done when I do his room makeover. I'm going to give this room a really good deep clean. We're going to get rid of a load of stuff that he hasn't used in ages. Craig is very much like me. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So anything that's sort of gone under his bed, he will completely forget about, and it doesn't exist anymore. But also, stuff doesn't massively hold sentimental value for Craig. He does have a few things, as I do, that are extra special, extra sentimental to him. And those things take pride of place where he can see them. But anything else, if he hasn't used it in a long while, then it will be free to get rid of and declutter. So we'll be doing a bit of a declutter in Craig's room. I'm also finding now that being back at work, my 2 weeks holiday being over, I am finding it hard to get back into like the swing of things, but I am finding that having to go to work is helping me stay motivated at home. When I had that first week off, I literally did nothing because I knew I had the second week off. It seems like if I know I've got more time to do something, then I take more time to do something. which is a big problem for me. But when I'm back at work, I know, like in the morning, I have to leave the house at that time. So I know I haven't got 3 hours to wallow around and scroll. I've got to get up and get stuff done. Yet when I've got the whole day off, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to watch an episode of whatever, or I'm just going to scroll for a little while before I do X, Y, and Z. And actually, that little while turns into about 5 or 6 hours, and I realise I haven't moved the entire day. So I really need to get, like, working more hours so I could actually be more constructive with my day. People have said to me, why don't you get a routine? You know, write down all your cleaning jobs that you've got to do, all those tasks that you need to get done in a day, and then stick to them. Well, I'll tell you for why that doesn't work for me. I will have a nice big long list of tasks I have to do, but nothing will happen if I don't do them. Yeah, okay, the house will get messy, but ultimately what will happen if I don't do those tasks? Absolutely nothing. If I don't make my bed in the morning, I just go to bed in the evening with an unmade bed. It's fine, still going to become unconscious, still going to sleep the night through, nothing happens. If I don't fold all the laundry and put it away, what is actually going to happen? Absolutely nothing. There is no penalty for not doing the housework. And apart from having a clean house, there's not really much of a reward for doing the housework either. So there really is no pressure for me to stick to that task list that I've set out for myself. At the end of the day, I think I just got comfortable with the way things were. You know, yeah, the house was a mess, but no one was dying, so it's okay. You know, the decorating wasn't perfect, but again, no one was dying, it was okay. No one really came to visit apart from my family, who would visit quite regularly. My dad would come down, or my sister would come down. But, you know, we had no visitors. That wasn't a problem. Occasionally I'd get a little bit upset the visitors weren't coming, but yeah, it was fine. Now, though, I am getting to a point where I'm like, no, do you know what? I want people round. I want to host an annual Halloween party and have people round, laughing and having a few drinks and just making conversation with each other. Even as I'm saying that, it makes me nervous. Maybe that's not what I want. Who knows? I would like to have the option. I would like to come home from work and not spot all those little flaws. I would like to be comfortable in a house that looks really good, really shiny, and not be embarrassed when those maintenance men turn up unannounced and are suddenly like, excuse me, love, we need to, you know, check the wiring in the whole house, or whatever else it is maintenance men do. And not think, oh, good grief, the kids' rooms look like we've been burgled, and there's a half-eaten cheese sandwich under my bed. There isn't a half-eaten cheese sandwich under my bed, but you get what I'm saying. I want to live in a house where I don't have to be embarrassed if there is a knock at the door. And I'm going to get there. I am going to get there, but this is going to be a whole process because my house has been in this disorganised chaos with me swimming upstream for a very, very long time. In this wardrobe, for example, that I've disappeared into. It's like Narnia. Now you can't see me anymore. Anyway, in this wardrobe is Craig's Army Cadet uniform. Now, he started cadets, I want to say, at the beginning of the year. It was still dark when we collected him. So it's dark at 7 o'clock. It was the beginning of the year. I forget exactly when he started, but either way. And he went to a good couple of sessions, and then he got all his uniform, he got his kit back, and then I don't quite know what happened. He said he was enjoying it, he was having fun, and then one session he came home and he said he'd had fun, but I was like, well, what did you do? And typical teenage child, he was just like, oh, nothing really. And he was like, okay, cool. It was a pretty boring session then. I think they'd had like what they call PT. It's like an army version of PE. They'd done that. And he hadn't remembered he needed his PT kit, so he'd gone in his drill uniform and not his PE kit. And I think that made him a little bit nervous, edgy, upset. Either way, the very next week he didn't want to go. and we could not convince him to go. Given that it's an extracurricular activity, it was something he wanted to try, not something he desperately wanted to do. We were like, okay, mate, you know, you don't have to keep doing it if you don't want to. We were quite supportive of him. However, he is supposed to return his uniform. And me being me and my brain being like mushy spaghetti, I have not remembered to take it back. I've contacted his detachment several times to let them know that I will be returning his uniform. And then several times I forget. It's now been put in a bin bag in the dining room. And it's going to stay there, staring me in the face, going, ooh, you need to take me back. Because otherwise I'm just not going to remember. I'm hoping someone will remember tomorrow because I'm actually going to be at work when it needs to be returned, which is so handy. But this is what I mean, guys. We can lose stuff in this house so easily. You put things down and they just disappear. And not because it's messy or not just because it's a messy house, because let's face it, it is. It's because nothing has an actual home. It's just plopped somewhere randomly until you pick it up again. And I'm tired of that. I want to come in and drop my keys in a key bowl. So when you're having a panicked crisis that you're 20 minutes late for work or 3 hours late for work or whatever because your alarm didn't go off, you can grab your keys out of the key bowl because that's where they live and you know they're going to be there. You're not wrestling down the back of the sofa or checking in the fridge because, oh dear, you didn't put the milk away last night, so you must have put your keys in the fridge instead of the milk. There's crazy things like that that happen in this house and I need it to stop. It has to stop. It's got to stop. I want my home to be beautiful and efficient, clean and tidy, and I'm going to get there. It's just going to take some work. So while I am redecorating each room, I am going to make sure that everything that belongs in that room is in that room and it has a proper purpose-built home for itself, like with Alyssa's room. Under the bed, she's got her storage. It's labelled. She knows where absolutely everything is. So anybody can literally go into her room, clean up. If one of us sends somebody to get something from the room, you know exactly where it's going to be because it'll be in that labelled box. That's how I want my house to be. This room is going to be done third on the list, I think. Maybe later down the list. I need the woodwork redoing. I need the rose wallpaper to run all the way around the bottom of the room and not just stop short in that archway like it does at the minute. So we're definitely going to need a few tradesmen in to sort this room out. We did try and, well, I say we, Dale tried to put the skirting boards on for us and they just don't sit right. It's just not, this room just isn't quite right. So I want to try and get it replastered. I want the wood skirting boards and door frames all put back on. So that's going to look really good. This bathroom makes me want to cry as well. Now, I found out something the other day. I don't know if you know. You can tile over tile. I have been so nervous because I put these tiles up myself. They're horrible. They're really badly done. I've never tiled before in my life. And they're stuck to the wall, but that's about as good as tiling gets in this house for me. I was so scared I was going to have to rip all these tiles down and then retile the wall. And oh my God, that was just going to be such a hard job. Actually, I can tile over tile. Although, to be fair, these tiles are more crooked than really bad teeth. They're all over the shop. They are really awful. So I'm thinking, do you know what? Maybe I will find a tradesman who can tile for me and I will get them to tile the bathroom so I don't have to do it. But again, this one is going to be an expensive room. Not because it's big or a lot needs doing, but simply because I'm going to have to get a tradie in to re-tile the bathroom for me. It's going to be fun. Although I've no idea when the Housing Association are going to renovate this bathroom. It needs to be soon. I mean, it's beige, for goodness sake. I haven't seen a beige bathroom in forever. This sink as well, I swear down. If you fill it, the water tips towards you. Like, it's not attached to the wall properly. It hasn't been for ages. I have called the Housing Association out about it so many times and they're just like, it's fine, it's attached to the wall. Yes, it may be attached to the wall, but I have to balance my hand soap on the back of the sink. It's crazy. It shouldn't be like that, but, you know, these are small crosses we have to bear. Alright, we're going to have a little subject change. Now, people have been questioning the way I clean my bathroom for quite a while now, so let me talk you through it. Yep, I do use one microfiber cloth and antibacterial spray to clean the whole bathroom. I start in the bath, I finish at the toilet. The cloth then goes into a boil wash in my washing machine with some antibacterial stuff. So I don't use the microfiber anywhere else, and I don't start with the toilet soap. The germs are all kept where they should be. I then dust with a piece of tissue. Now, no one wants a wet tushy once they go to the toilet after it's been cleaned, so I do just dry it off with a piece of tissue. I then flush and then put the Harpic down. The reason I flush between like wiping the toilet down and putting the Harpic down is because I don't want chemicals mixing in the pan. And that's how I do it. I've done it for many moons that way, and it's always been fine. So I don't see why I should change the habit of a lifetime. It works for me. That's fantastic. I'd love to know how you guys clean your bathroom. Do you use separate cloths for everything? Or are you a one cloth wonder like I am? Anyway, let's move on while you're answering that question in my comment section to this monstrosity. Now, Alyssa decided while we were away, I think it was last weekend. No, it was 2 weekends ago now. Wow, time has flown by. She decided to have an early Halloween party. Now, she brought all the decorations. She put them all up. It looked really, really good. And we were planning on leaving them up. I'm a big Halloween fan. I love having the decorations up. Unfortunately, that webbing, whoa, did it get everywhere. It would literally grab onto you as you walk past it. It was insane. So I'm going to have to take it down. We were thinking on leaving it up, like I say, until Halloween. My sister was planning on coming down at some point. I'm not quite sure when. And maybe we could do like a bit of a Halloween party. But either way, it is not staying up. We'll just have to work out when she's down next and put it up again. Or we can put it up like at the beginning of October maybe for Halloween. But I'm not having it up for 2 months straight. I can't stand that. It's going to drive me up the wall. So it's coming down. We're going to have a good clean. But I wanted to address now, because I know it's going to be in the comment section, about why Alyssa didn't clean up her party mess after herself. That was, like I say, it was because I told her to leave it up. I thought we could leave it up all the way through September and October and have it up for Halloween. It was just impractical. It was a stupid thought. But, you know, now I'm paying for my mistakes. I've got to clean it up because I told her to leave it. So it's now down to me to clean up. It's also this mess here. This mess wasn't just dumped in the dining room by Alyssa. This is the stuff I've been cleaning through the rest of the house. The way I clean, as I'm sure you've seen from past videos, is I literally just chuck one thing from one room to the other. That's the way I do it. It works. I have tried other ways. It works for a while, but I always end up falling back on the way I clean. This is just the way I do it, my method. And it works, so why change it? Anyway, that is Halloween mess cleaned up. We're ready to hoover this room and then move through into the dining room. Now, because I clean the way I do, my dining room, not my dining room, my dining room now, my living room looks horrendous. It really does. Now, it was bad, I must admit. It was bad. But, as I say, I clean by chucking stuff from one room to the other room. So I've now added like 3-4 rooms worth of stuff to the living room on top of what was already in there. So it's going to look bad. Let's expect it. Are you ready to see the living room? Well, you can't. I've got to dust first. I totally forgot about dusting. Now, what I use for dusting, I normally use like an actual Pledge duster. But I've started to use, and I used to use a lot in the past, the antibacterial spray for dusting. It smells so good. I've got the Astonish Lemon Concentrated. It's an antibacterial. You mix it with water and then just spray it everywhere. I used to dust this way pre-COVID, and everyone thought I was crazy. Then COVID hit. You couldn't get antibacterial for love nor money. And now I'm doing it again. So this is my dining room. No, it's not my dining room. It's my living room. I've got to stop calling this my dining room. It's just not my dining room. Now, yeah, it looks awful. How does anyone live in a living room that looks like this? Like I said, this stuff has come from my room. So that chair was in the dining room. Why was it put in the living room? Who knows? Who knows? Probably because no one could sit on a sofa because it's covered in stuff. So they've just got a chair from the dining room. I don't know. And no, not really. I'm not overly ashamed because, like I say, this room had stuff in it. Yeah, it did. I'm not going to lie about it to you. But I have added stuff from other rooms. So that big box there that's full of coat hangers and a picture frame and stuff like that, that's got lots of the decorating bits from Melissa's room. It's got bits that belong downstairs in it. It's got loads of random bits that should be down here in either the living room or the kitchen or back outside in the sheds, like the decorating stuff. So there are bits in here that have come from other areas of the house. It's just the way I clean. I just move it all into the next room and then distribute what belongs in that room out into the room and then move it on to the next room. So yeah, to clean mess, I make mess. I don't quite know how it works, but I don't know, somehow it does. Anyway, laundry folding. Let's whiz through that, shall we? Woohoo! And as if by magic, 10 minutes later, we are done. My arms are killing me. All that folding. Anyway, got to run this upstairs now. And no, I didn't put it away. I just ran it upstairs. Yes, I know I should have put it all away when I was up there, but I've got so much more laundry to get through. So there's more stuff to join it. I can't see the point in putting it all away, then adding more to where that pile would have been and putting it away. I'll just do it all in one go. It's fine. It's fine. At least they're the lies I keep telling myself anyway. See, look here. There's more stuff that needs to go upstairs. So it's all going to go into a bag, ready to be taken upstairs, and it's going to live in that bag for about, I don't know, maybe a week, possibly a month, until I get round to actually taking it out of the bag and putting it away properly. I don't know why I do these things. Well, I do. It's laziness, I suppose. But honestly, everybody knows if you're looking for something in this house, it's probably in a bag. Also, I think a lot of that problem is because things don't have a home. Like, I've got a massive box for like my makeup and skincare stuff under my bed. And because it's under my bed, I don't see it or use it. And the bits I do see or use just live in one makeup bag. Now, my makeup bag doesn't have a home because I use it all the time. So it just sort of gets moved around the house wherever I happen to be doing my makeup at the time. And a lot of the time in the mornings, I have to get ready downstairs because otherwise our walls are like paper. If I use my hairdryer, the neighbour's going to hear it and I'll wake them up. So I have to do it downstairs. Trouble is, that means carting all my kit downstairs and then carting it all the way back up when I'm finished. And I just can't be bothered with that. But then on weekends where I can do my hair and makeup upstairs, because it's later in the day when I do my hair and makeup, I have to, if I leave my kit downstairs, I'll have to cart it all the way upstairs. Of course I get 2 hair and makeup kits. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's a problem for me to sort out on another day. Let's just clean it up for now. Let's just try and get some organisation and get some semblance of a living room back to my living room, because this is crazy. It hasn't been this bad for long, so that's something I do want noted. I'm not living like this slovenly pig 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This has happened since we came back from Yarmouth, and I've been back at work. Trying to get myself back into a routine just hasn't been working very well, so things have slid by the wayside. I obviously had that first week off where I didn't do anything, so it's kind of had a bit of a knock-on effect. Plus, doing Alyssa's room, I haven't been paying much attention to the housework. So this is just a whole knock-on effect, and this is about a week's worth of chaos. And like I say, I have added from other rooms to this chaos. This isn't just 1 week's worth of chaos. This is 1 week's worth of chaos, plus the rest of the house dumped on top of it. The good news is it is nearly all over. I've just got this last little bit in here to do, then the kitchen to clean down and the laundry to get through. I'll put something on to watch, like Charmed or one of the shows I find on Prime, Netflix, YouTube. Who knows what I'm going to watch, but I will find something to entertain me. I may even put on a podcast to listen to while I do the ironing. But yeah, I'm nearly done. I can't believe it. I did start this clean yesterday. I know, 2 days. But to be fair, when I started this clean, I was just sort of poodling through it. I wasn't giving it my all. I really could have done this whole house in one day. But I didn't want to, so I didn't. The joy of having my own YouTube channel is that I can take as long as I want to get a job done, or I can get it done as fast as I want. I'm free to show you guys the me I want to be. I don't want to be false. I don't want to be something I'm not. So you guys are going to get me messy, lazy, making excuses, laughing, joking, giggling, in a bad way, in a good way, in whatever way I come. And that's what I want to share with the world. That it's okay. You know, sometimes even the best kept house is going to get messy. Granted, maybe not as messy as this, because, well, this is messy. Not particularly dirty, just messy and disorganised. I am working through it though, guys. Bear with me, please bear with me. You're going to see this house transform, and you're going to see me transform eventually to something that I want to be, to something that I'm proud to show off and take care of. Like I said before earlier in this video, I want people to come round and not feel this deep sense of uh-oh and shame that my house doesn't smell fresh and beautiful. I don't want to have to panic when they come in and be like, oh, excuse the mess, I'm in the middle of a clean-up. Knowing full well that like half an hour before I was laying on the sofa reading or snarfing down some crumpets with a coffee. I don't want this anymore. But guys, change is hard. Change really is hard when you've lived one way for a long time. Learning to be anything different is super, super difficult, especially when you're not making those changes on your own. For me, it's going to be hard to put stuff away when I'm done using it. Put things back in the fridge when I've finished eating them, or, well, when I've finished eating them, obviously they go in the bin, but you know what I mean? Put things away. It's going to be hard enough for me. Training like the 3 other people I live with to do it, if that's even possible, is going to be a big task. I'm hoping with the house overhaul and adding sort of extra things and storage, I'm going to make this house a little bit more efficient to run, and that's going to make life a hell of a lot easier for everyone to stay on track. And then I can do big projects. I can make more content for you guys. I love making content for you guys. It keeps me accountable. You guys love it. I love filming it. And each and every one of you means so much to me. Anybody who's ever watched a video, subscribed, liked, commented, or made a donation, each and every one of you mean everything to me. It is fantastic that you take part in this. So I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to you all. Now, while I am here, while we're doing washing up and having a nice little chat, there's a debate raging at the minute on whether people rinse or don't rinse their dishes. Now, I never have. None of my family ever have. And I thought it was a UK thing. Now I'm finding out a lot of people in the UK do actually rinse the dishes. So in the comments below, are you a rinser or a non-rinser? As I say, I've never been a rinser, and I'm going to do a video as to whether you can notice the difference between food with a rinsed or unrinsed like cutlery and plate. So we're going to give that a try at some point in the future. But yeah, I never rinse. It's a really weird thing. Even if I could rinse, I mean, I know how to rinse plate. I'm not daft, but where would I rinse it? Obviously, I wash up in this one sink. It goes onto the draining board. Am I then to empty the water out of the sink, rinse each plate? But then where would I put it? Straight onto the side? Do I need 2 draining boards? I don't quite know how that would work. Anyway, for now, I'm going to do what I always do. I'm just going to wash up. I'm going to pop it onto the draining board, and then just going to dry it up with the tea towel, same as I always have. I'm in my 40s. My nan, bless her, she's in her 90s, and she has never once rinsed a dish that I know of. So it's clearly done us no harm at all. But there you go. So yeah, I don't rinse. Do you guys rinse? I have been quite lucky with my kitchen today. All it needed was a quick bit of washing up and drying up. For some reason, my family can wash up. They can dry up the bits they use, but they can't dry up the rest of the stuff on the draining board. Anyway, I'm going to get it all done today. I have popped on a wash load and a dryer load, as you can hear. I am going to give the sink a nice scrub down and get that all shiny again, and give the sides an anti-bac. The last thing I do after I've scrubbed my sink, rinsed it, is spray it with antibacterial spray just to let that sit for a while and do its job. I'm going to top up my unstoppable beads and my Calgon beads, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys!